What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Flame Talks Games, the series where I spend a few minutes talking about anything I want in the gaming world. This episode I'm going to be talking about DLC. Over the past 10 years or so, DLC has become something massive, and the question is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Well, in my opinion, it's good and bad. It's good because you're getting more of the game, but it's bad because you actually have to pay for all the DLCs. Not on all games like GTA give us DLC and it's all for free. You know, like all the heists and extra missions and stuff, they're all free, which is great, and that's why I love Rockstar. But there's games like Call of Duty that charge us £12 now, near enough £12 for 5 maps. What? That is not a good price, right? Maybe £8 is still a little bit of a price, but that's what I'd be willing to pay for 5 new maps. Something I've heard being discussed in the gaming sphere on the interwebs for quite a while is that why isn't the DLC already in the game? Why do we have to pay for it afterwards? And there's 2 reasons for why this could be. 1, they get extra money, or 2, they have an absolutely great idea, but they want people to pay for the DLC afterwards, but it's a great idea. But I think it's mainly the first reason. They make DLC basically because they've already made you spend £45, $60, I think it's the equivalent of that, on their game. Then you have to go spend maybe £10, £15 on some extra DLC, so they're getting more money and you're getting a couple of hours worth of content. And for most expansions, it is literally just a couple of hours more worth of content that you're getting. I'm going to bring up a DLC that I enjoyed, but I didn't actually pay for because it was free on the PSN store a few months ago, and that is Infamous First Light. When that first came out, that was about £15, and you're paying £15 for about 3 hours worth of content, which, if you ask me, is not worth it. But if you waited for it to become free on the PSN, then it is a great DLC, but for 3 hours, £15, come on, that's just lazy. Sure, you could argue that if those 2 or 3 hours are a great 2 or 3 hours, then it might be worth more the price that they were asking for. But still, £15 for 3 hours, in my opinion, that is not on whatsoever. I'm just going to throw this out there. I do believe that games like Skyrim and The Witcher 3 and all these big open world games don't need extra DLC. Sure, it adds more to the hundreds of hours that you've already played the game for, but in my opinion, if you've made a game and you've made people spend hundreds, if not thousands of hours in your world, is there really need to put out a £15 DLC so they can have, like, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 hours more? They're already loving the game, they've already loved everything they've done in it, they've played plenty enough hours on the game. Is there really any point in you releasing more stuff? I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that, but that's just my opinion, that's where I stand on that. I'm now going to move on to talk about timed DLC and console exclusive DLC, because those are 2 things, they're all in the DLC bracket, and those are 2 things that kind of annoy me. Timed DLC is what the Call of Duty games have had for quite a few years. Xbox has always got the DLCs first, then it's been PC, and then PlayStation. I think PC and PlayStation might get them at the same time, but it's always been Xbox first. And I heard that with Black Ops 3, the PlayStation users are going to get the DLC first, which is good. And I'm on PlayStation and PC, not Xbox, that's good for me. But I still admit it's not fair. Everyone should have access to the DLC at the same time. It's just stupid. And then there's console exclusive DLC. And I found that it's mostly PS4 games that get most of the exclusive stuff. Again, I'm on PlayStation. And I admit that it's not fair. With the PS4 version of Arkham Knight, I got the Harley Quinn story pack, which admittedly was only about 10 minutes, which I was slightly disappointed with. But we also got Scarecrow missions, which I don't believe the Xbox version had, which I think is a bit unfair. I'm trying to think of other things right now, but I believe Watch Dogs came with some extra missions exclusive to PlayStation. And I'm going to say this again, it's not fair. And I'm sure most people are going to be like, we get this DLC, you guys don't, ha ha ha, and there's going to be a massive row about it. But everyone should get the same DLC and get it at the same time. If you enjoyed this episode of Flame Talks Games, don't forget to hit that like button in the face and that subscribe button, and don't forget to leave a comment down below if you disagree with me or whatever, or if you just want to leave a random comment, that's fine too. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.